Hey guys, Sean here. So today I wanted to talk about FaZe's CT side Mirage on this Blast event that we just came out of. They destroyed everyone yet again at a Blast. But this time it seemed particularly cool because they did it twice against Liquid, 2-0s. They only dropped double-digit rounds in one map over these 6 maps. I had high hopes for this NIP team and they blew them out the water. But the story really is, how different this version of FaZe looks compared to prior ones that I've seen. And that's what I kind of want to show you guys throughout this video. Probably teach some of you guys, like, I guess, how teams are moving around actively on CT sides of maps. We're only going to look at CT side Mirage, like I said, but you'll get a feel for how much goes into these setups after this video. So I boxed in the top players from this event: Nico, Rain, Brokey, coldzera, obviously 1, 2, 3, 4. Olaf down there at 7, which is very close to the top for your 5th best player. But I boxed in those 4 because we're going to look a lot on the information that those 4 players get and how they're moving around the map on Mirage. Olaf is the B player, so he's kind of handcuffed to that bomb site, for lack of a better word. But yeah, without further ado, let's just hop straight into the games. We're going to look at the NIP game first, which is on the left side, and then we're going to go to the grand final Mirage game against Liquid. So let's hop in. Okay, so this is the very first round that FaZe has rifles on CT Mirage in all of Blast, right? First time at probably 2020 on land for them. So let's take a look at how they set up on this round. They clearly just won the pistol, so they know that NIP is likely going to be force spying. They have a couple Kriegs rolling around, so it's a dangerous round without a doubt. So they're going to send 3 towards the A site. They have no eyes on mid early round, which is very important to note. And you can see Cold is actually super aware of it. Their only eyes would be Brokey holding the cat run up as well as Connector. And you can see Cold is actually positioned in a way where if the comms lapse for a little bit, which is very common during chaotic situations where a lot of smokes flashes come over really quickly, he's aware of that and he's ready for it. But what I first want to show you guys, I guess, and what differs from FaZe this year compared to what I saw in the previous year, is how proactive they are across the map and how quick they are to react to what the other team's doing. So the first thing you're going to see is Nico push Palace to get this frag, and then tons of utility be dumped when Brokey communicates that NIP is coming up connector. So it's all going to happen really quickly, and then you'll see the B bomb site coordination come in as well. So we're going to fast forward a little, and here we have Nico starting to get aggressive towards Palace, takes that jump peek, knowing he has obviously MP9 advantage. The second he gets that frag, it's going to be immediate utility usage, like coming all over. So you can see he's going to smoke off top con. We have Brokey, who just spotted someone connector and tagged him. Molly's ramp. Rain picks up connector. And then in the meantime, Cold smokes off catwalk and asks for a boost from Olaf. So this is complete cross-map communication. And this is something that lacked a lot on FaZe in the past, if I'm being honest. This looks like a totally different team. This looks like I'm watching a team like Astralis play when it comes around like that. Now, I'm not saying the setup is perfect. I'm not saying there's no counters to it, but just how they reacted as a team, all the players look like they're in place, right? And you're going to see that a lot throughout basically this entire video. So we're going to actually go to the next gun round. We're going to skip over that eco round. So here's the 12-6 round. And here you're going to have another mid-round Palace push, and from that they're going to gather information and then stack the B bomb site. So Cold obviously going to head over towards B early, and that's not going to be so obvious actually if you stay around and watch the rest of this video. So here, early round, just standard A protocol coming out of Rain, and here you have Brokey actually upping in the Palace super aggressively. Nico is actually stuck in connector right now, and you can see he gets spotted. Immediately Rain, he's probably hearing those comms. He's like, I'll flash you out. He flashes Nico out. And Brokey, who's still holding this angle, likely communicates to Rain to come push Palace, right? This is something that, I don't know, I just didn't see this kind of communication coming out of FaZe in 2019. Maybe I wasn't looking hard enough. but I definitely do not recall their CT sides being as mobile as what you're going to see, and they're very, very solid. So those players in the Palace have basically the entire A site locked down completely. There's almost no chance, they're going to lose this site. So once Rain is pushed deep, you see Brokey mollies ramp, smokes connector, and the rotate's already coming in for B. The B players are ready. They have good counter utility. Nico rotates, gets that frag. Honestly, it should have been cleaner than it was. If that was my criticism, it was probably, you guys didn't see, but actually Cold Zero botched a Molotov that round, but neither here nor there. They end up winning this round. Great setups, great reads, and using the information that's given to them, right? So let's keep going here. So, and I think that is going to be the key takeaway from this video too, is how good FaZe is at reading something after they win the prior round, right? So if they stop a B hit cleanly, they know, probably going to be an A hit the following round because they had no success at all at B. It's very easy to make those reads and snowball on top of another team when you have a solid in-game leader that knows, kind of plays the mind game tricks. And I think that's actually Cold Zero right now on CT side FaZe. So he's doing a fantastic job of that. We have a quick tack timeout. Let's get through this. So this round, you're actually going to have Nico and Rain set up early towards A. I'm sorry, Nico and Cold. And you have Rain playing by Con. So Rain's kind of taking the role of Nico, which is actually very different from, past iterations of FaZe where you only saw Rain play the A site. Here he has a lot more freedom, and you'll see him sometimes towards mid. It makes their setups very difficult to read, right? And on a round like this, obviously Cold Zero, typically a catwalk player, is now leaning all the way towards the A bomb site. So let's see how they play this round out. And you can see Nico's going to fall off a little bit as the smoke's fading. You can see Brokey's already coming back ticket, and he's actually going to get caught. But that doesn't matter because of the amount of players that they already have towards this site. You can see Nico's set up for an easy couple frags. Cold Zero is still just hiding behind his smoke that he threw. And then Rain, who's playing connector, knows to hold his con spot because he's the fourth player A, and he should be expecting a lurk, which he is. And he's going to get that easy kill right there on Lekro, and you can see the round's literally over. But just another interesting look. The FaZe of old would run default setups a lot, and you're not going to see that a lot anymore when you watch FaZe on CT Mirage. And even on the other maps that I spectated, they're very dynamic on their CT sides, and I have a lot of faith for them for the rest of the year based on what I've seen here. And Siri thinks I'm talking to her. So here we have the 14-7 round, and this I just thought was really cool because FaZe, who's not typically known for creative utility, actually does the Gob B smoke over the A ramp, which you'll see right now coming out of Nico for Rain. I'm sorry, actually Rain threw it for himself. And you can see Nico pop flash for him, and that smoke actually blooms obviously bottom of ramp. And then from there, they can then stack towards the B-bomb site. You can see Brokey's already heading over there a little bit. Falling underpass for the boost. And they now have 3 people towards this B site super early into the round, right? Just because of that early Gob B smoke, Rain getting control at A ramp, and now you can see Nico kind of coming over there to help him out a little bit. And the B hits on, and they have 3 people towards the B site. Now, they actually, I believe, end up losing this round, but that's kind of neither here nor there. It's mainly about their plays for information and them actually reacting accordingly. It's a very good sign for a young team, especially like FaZe, obviously fairly new lineup, to be having so much success with instantaneous reads and reactions. Because it's one thing to get the read, it's another thing to have the reaction. They're 2 different things. Let's hop into the next round. So this was 14-7. We're just going to go right into the next round. And you can see they actually lost that round, obviously, by their money. And I have watched quite a bit of Reen and Nico playing A, and this is a really cool setup that I don't think I've seen them run, actually. So Nico's boosted up. Reen has a smoke primed for the second he shoots. Nico gets super easy couple kills. Reen drops that smoke for the back out. Brokey's coming up the stairs as the third player. And you can see just that one rifle, immediately this round's over. And honestly, if I were in NIP's shoes, I might have had like a little bit of a better exec, but you can't really counter that triple head stack unless you do like a swing out of Palace with a flash or something weird. It's a really cool gimmick strat, and FaZe in the past wasn't really known for gimmicks, so I like the look coming out of them. This, another round where Rain plays middle to close out the match, and you can see he basically combines with Brokey to just shut down this mid hit. So Brokey's going to put out the smoke coming in window, which NIP has been throwing all game. Rain makes the cat jump right away, and he's just playing the wall, kind of playing anti-flash. Gets blind, and Brokey just destroys them. So another really cool kind of double play by them towards the window, and you can see Cold Zero was actually rotating towards Catwalk to help them out at the time. But once the trade battles happen like that, he obviously doesn't need to commit off Catwalk anymore. You have Olaf towards B, and surprisingly, you have Nico playing retake A, which was traditionally Rain's role. All right, so that's all I really had to show you in the NIP demo. Let's hop over to the Liquid demo, where it's honestly a lot more the same, just unique setups all around. So let's hop into that. Okay, so here we have their game against Liquid. This is the grand finals. They're down 5-0. I think they had some good reads to start this game. They had a very good shot at winning the pistol round. Obviously, nothing goes in their favor. They start playing a little bit shelled. This is almost a base setup, right? I think they almost fell into the old style phase, right, where Rain is playing solo A. Nico gets that opening pick at mid. You can see Rain still lurking a little bit aggressively towards A, which is different than what he used to do, in my opinion. But what I really like coming from this stage of the round is Nico rotating off mid when he gets that frag. Top connector is smoked. And you can see now he's going to pop flash Rain into A ramp. And because of that, his team is now comfortable playing 3 people towards the B site. Now, I think they were probably going to stack 3 people towards the B site regardless. But obviously, if Rain spots or hears something towards A with that pop flash, things change a lot at that point. But for now, he can just spot peek with his Molotov. And meanwhile, Liquid is going right into a stack. And they don't realize that FaZe has this information, right? And that's why this version of FaZe had so much success at Blast, is they always had information on their CT sides. It was honestly a beautiful thing to see coming out of these players, because I didn't think it would happen. So hats off to them for all the work they've put in. Here again, we have the double push A, and this is really cool because this is kind of vintage old school Cold Zero, where he's typically the cap player, but he's going to actually hide in the A bomb site. So early round, you can see he's going to use his utility. And the main reason for that is you can see Rain is about to get aggressive. Nico will also end up getting aggressive. But early round, they still do their protocols at mid, right? Brokey's still by window, Nico's still by connector. And this is what I mean by how mobile they are throughout the entire map, right? It's not like they just go straight into these pushes blindly, no information. No, they're reacting to the information across the map, right? Nico senses a heavy mid hit right now, so you can see now they're kind of grouping up to do a little bit of an aggression, and you can see Nico getting close towards ramp, Rain getting aggro towards the palace, and together they're both pushing these things. And the reason why they're doing this is because when teams run defaults on Mirage, what you can often expect is to find this lurker solo A, and he's going to either be ramp or palace. And one of your players is going to get significant ground towards the A bomb site, obviously that being these 2 players right here, Rain and Nico. And if either of them win the battle against NAF, obviously the A bomb site at that point is pretty much shut down for the entire round, because then you have someone in an advanced position that the T's don't even know about, and another one in an advanced position that the T's know about but can't even really deal with. So I really love the idea. You can see it actually doesn't play out as well as you think it would. Naf ends up winning that duel on Rain, and now Nico ends up getting this frag but gets traded out. But they never would expect Cold Zera here as the B player, right? Liquid knows the positions that these FaZe players play, and you can see they have people in connector. They've cleared under Balk. They've cleared everything besides this spot that Cold Zera is playing, to be fair. And they pay for it. He ends up getting a double kill right there, and they end up winning this round. Third kill coming in from Cold. So they used this setup actually quite a bit throughout this event, and it worked really, really well for them. But it's not like they're blindly going into that setup. There's a lot of information and mind games that go into why that works so well, not just, you know, let's just stack 4 people towards the A site. And I feel like FaZe of old would have just blindly stacked 4 people towards the A site on a lot of those rounds. Let's see. So this is actually an eco, so I'm actually going to skip through this. So we're going to go through this. And here we have the 5-3 round. And we're going to have Cold actually pre-smoke and pre-flash B. So there's just so much stuff going on in these the early parts of these rounds. Rain is simultaneously going to push halls. Cold is going to come back, push ramp, and then get a read on a B hit late, right? So Cold is doing a lot of stuff this round. So he's going to smoke deep upper B. That's a smoke that's going to go deep upper B for Olaf Meister, actually. And now he's going to flash as well. Olaf obviously just threw a deep molly. So that way his molly actually missed. So Olaf's molly should have probably gone like right here, and then his spam would pin people in. It doesn't really matter because the T doesn't end up getting that ground. But if there was a T there, FaZe would have a lot harder of a time doing what they did this round. I'll say that. So you can see there, Rain ended up pushing Palace, died to Twist. Cold's already at the A bomb site now, just holding. And you have the standard setup between Nico and Brokey in middle, right? They're just defending this mid hit, bottom connector smokes, you know, the usual, basically. Cold now taking advantage of the situation, clearing out a ramp, and you can see his teammates are already leaning heavily towards the B bomb site. Now, Cold is a B player that has rotated A and told his team to stack B. The value in that is just insane. And I mean, I can't commend him enough. I feel like if he's calling their CT side setups, he's doing a fantastic job at every turn. He's doing a great job of reading the other team, especially if they won the prior round and he can get a good idea for, you know, what the other in-game leader's thinking. So just keep looking out for that throughout the year. And here we're going to have 5-5 round. This is where Nico actually is going to push mid, and Cold and Rain are going to play close A ramp together. So again, this is a setup we've never seen before. I mean, there's just so many setups that you can't anti-shot them because there's so many different looks that this FaZe clan has given in 2 demos. That's part of the reason why I wanted to make this video, right? Is just to show you guys how much preparation has gone into this FaZe clan team right now. So you see Nico solo pushing mid, Brokey obviously protecting him from the window through the molly to potentially put out the smoke. And here we have Cold and Rain playing close ramp. Cold still hiding, obviously. He's not typically an A player, which is why he's full hiding, right? He's full hiding because if he gets spotted there early, Liquid would know the B site's weak. So he hides early in this situation. And then when he absolutely has to make a push for info, that's when he does. So you can see smoke start to fade. They've lost mid control. They've lost Nico. You can see Nico's dead over here. So knowing that they don't have mid control and that there's a large number of Ts in mid, it is in their best interest to at this point push ramp. So another instance of FaZe's understanding of, you know, what's happening and reacting accordingly. Just time and time again, they're making very, very smart plays throughout the map. So Rain gets that frag on Nav, and you can see now Liquid's attack is just all in one direction. And I mean, that's just Rain aiming, but they would have never expected coldzera there. So I think even if Rain doesn't get 4K, Cold easily closes out that round just because of his positioning and where Liquid would assume he is. Okay, so now we're going to go to 5-7, and oh, I'm sorry, no, this is actually a round that I wanted to talk about. Initially, I didn't have this one written down, and this is a B exec, right? So Rain is going to be clearing close ramp, and this is I wanted to include this because I have a lot of A hits, and I wanted to show also how well they are doing at, I guess, rotating towards the B site, in addition to rotating towards the A site. So you can see it's their early round protocol, right? They molly A ramp early, they smoke it afterwards. Rain spamming the smoke, Nico getting close. And you can see at B, they're just stalling out this B hit for as long as possible. They've smoked, they've mollied, and there's the re-smoke coming in. So Liquid is just trying to wait all this stuff out. And you can see Cold and Olaf are really set up well for this. Nico got pop flashed in by Rain, and now he has all of the info. And you can see now by the time Liquid is actually executing onto this B site, it's like FaZe Clan knows that this is their only option because they have no mid control, because FaZe always has eyes on mid early, right? You would have to fake them out there. They get that A ramp control, or they've been getting palace control, right? They've been doing one of those two things almost every single round, and they do it again this round. You can see Nico with that ramp control. And Brokey uses that information accordingly and rotates B in time for this B hit. So just another fantastic read by them. Just time and time again, they're always set up in the right sites. So it's going to be an easy round for them. I'm just going to go straight into the next round. So 5-7. This is what I mean by how good FaZe reads off of what they've done previously, right? So when you stop a B hit like that as an in-game leader, right, where you stack the site, and it's obvious in FaZe's minds at this point in the match that Liquid is scared of hitting the B site, because when they do, there's 3 people there. So Liquid doesn't know why there's 3 people there. It could be that FaZe pushed through A in that last round. Liquid doesn't know, or it could be that FaZe is just blindly stacking the B site, right? Who knows what Liquid is assuming the answer to that question is. But what FaZe knows is that Liquid's not going to go B this round based on what just happened and what's happened in the prior rounds. So because of that, you can see coldzera is going to take his top spawn over here, and he's going to op palace. So he's going to op palace. You can see Rain doing his normal A ramp stuff. He mollies, he spams his M4, basically letting the A lurker know, there's an M4 in the A bomb site. Olaf actually takes his top spawn, makes the cat jump, gets a frag on this guy top mid, and then gets traded out through the smoke by Stu, just in case you guys were wondering what happened there. And now we have Cold close palace. We have Brokey opping solo B. So we haven't ever seen this. We've yet to see Brokey op B, but here he is opping B. But he's doing this because FaZe has such a good idea that this is going to be an A round based on how that prior round played out, right? It's building off of not only information you have from the round at play, but the prior rounds, right? They're calling a complete playbook almost on the fly, but they're doing it perfectly. Obviously, like, you do this a lot in practice as an in-game leader. So, but it's important to note that, they're not just reading a book and just going through like this, like, natural progressions. It's someone is actively, analyzing, this is what should happen now based on all of the times we've practiced and blah, blah, blah. So now you can see they'll never expect Cold in Palace, which they don't. He actually misses that shot, gets that frag, and he actually is going to get one more frag on a guy top stairs. Kind of peeks behind this molly, ends up killing Stu, and it's just another easy round. I mean, I don't even know how many different ways I can say that FaZe has impressed me throughout this event. And I'm going to leave you guys with one more round. I'm going to skip through this round actually and go to the next one. Just to basically show you, like, they also can still play like old school FaZe, right? So this is more of like default old school FaZe this round. And what I mean by that, you'll see it's like Rain playing solo towards the A site. You had Nico help him out early round. They go through their protocols. Nico's holding Catwalk. Brokey's holding Window. This is old school FaZe, right? It doesn't, even without Cold Sierra here, you know, their prior lineups when even like Neo was playing, or even going back to like Kerrigan playing. This is very similar to what you'd see in those old school FaZe days. People kind of just moving around the map, kind of making plays at their own, you know, desires. And you can see Nico's kind of playing for info here. He's listening to see what's going on. He probably has a good feel that it's a middle hit, but he has no sound cues because Liquid's being very quiet, actually. So there's not much info for them to go off of, and they're just playing passive across the entire map. This is old school FaZe. Now, I mean, it's really nothing tactical here, but it's just the fear that someone like Nico is on the other team and is willing to jump out through a window smoke during a connector hit like this to close out the half and get a 3K. Now, this is very different from what we saw throughout, you know, the whole entire video that I just created. But it's something that can happen when you play FaZe, right? They can take the gloves off and just completely scrim you like that. Like exactly like what I just saw. And that's why I see a lot of value in this FaZe team right now. I think throughout this year, if they build on what I've seen at this Blast event, they're for sure going to be a top 3 team this year. I love how they opened up the year. I don't know how deep their map pool is because we obviously only got to see them play 6 maps. They only dropped over 10 rounds in one of those maps, and they beat Liquid twice, 2-0 in 2 best-of-3s. And they destroyed an NIP team that I have high hopes for. So I think this team is definitely one to look out for. If you guys want to see how cool their T-sides are, I highly recommend that as well. I just wanted to make a short video here kind of talking about their CT side movement. But look at their T-sides, look at their pistol rounds. It's all super thought out. I would put, you know, their organization, not like organization FaZe Clan, but their how well organized they are. I'd put it up there with, you know, the Liquids and Astraluses of the world now. Whereas before, I thought they were kind of messy. I thought there was a lot of holes in their game. Yeah, I'm looking forward to what I see in 2020. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys have high hopes for FaZe? I'm going to try to crank out a lot more content. This was just kind of something I kind of wanted to put together on the fly just to get something out there. Hope you guys like it. Peace.